Okay. So sorry about that. We're a little late to the party. So, and again, just for everybody, you need to keep your camera on or leave the call because this is going to be, we're going to share information personally, and I want you all to participate. And I want you to show up. Step 0 is what? Everybody, step 0 is?
Show up.
Show up.
Yeah. And I would say show up on time. And on time generally means 15 minutes early. When you meet a customer for listening presentation and your appointment is at 3 o'clock, generally it means you're at the door at 2:45. You're parked in front of the door at 2:45. To me, a 3 o'clock listening appointment means I'm in my car at 2 o'clock. I spend 45 minutes redriving the neighborhood, redriving the comps, redriving to understand the market, and then parking at 45 minutes after the hour, so I'm ready at 15 minutes till. That's what showing up means. Showing up means on time, ready to go, ready to play, all out. Okay? So step 1 is motivation, is mindset. So here's a question. Who today did some mindset work, and what was it? Who today did something to work on their mindset, and what can you share with us?
Does like role playing and like listening to like Clubhouse and like scripts, is that something like you will consider mindset?
You tell me. Did it make you feel better, more motivated, and ready to take on your day?
Yeah, it actually.
So did you role play today?
Yes, I did.
And you listened to Clubhouse?
Yes.
What Clubhouse did you listen to?
The scripts. It was a recording one.
Okay.
But it was really about like expires, and
Okay.
they were talking about how they were calling and stuff. So, and then I also role played today with Beverly.
Well, with Beverly makes it worth twice as much. Very good. Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so good. So role play, you said, Clubhouse was good, and scripts was good. Good. Who else did something for their motivation today? Anybody else? Well, this is why we're caterpillars then, because this is important. So here's what I tell you. First thing every day, your job for the day is prepare yourself for the day. So that includes things that are going to help you with your mindset. So personally every day, I pray. Personally every day, I do about 15 minutes of physical exercises. Now that's not a workout. That's just to get the blood going. And then I listen to certain things designed to get my mind focused where I want it to go. Now, generally, I'll just share with you guys one of my tools is on YouTube. You can pay to be a member, not of YouTube TV, which is just TV nonsense, but I'm a YouTube, I think it's called Red, or YouTube, I think it's called Red, where I don't get the ads. So I pay about $10 a month. And so when I watch YouTube's, there's no ads in it, which is great. So I watch certain YouTubes on the content that I'm working on right now. So for me right now, just full disclosure, I'm really focused on my live streaming and my video work. And so there's a couple channels in that I listen to regularly of content. So while I do my exercises, while I get dressed, while I shave, while I do the things I have to do to get ready in the morning, I'm listening to people who are successful, my leaders, who are telling me what I need to do to be successful. First thing out of the gate, don't listen to the news. Don't listen to the radio. The radio, people say, well, listen to, talk radio. Don't. First off, even if it was motivating, the radio, about 10 minutes of every 30 is advertisements. Who here has ever heard any positive advertisements on the radio? Anybody? No. Who's here heard motivating news breaks on the radio? Here's the news. There's something positive in the world. Who's ever heard that newscast? No. You can't. It's toxic. You can't, especially in the morning, especially before you play. Could you imagine, think of your favorite sports hero, like Kobe Bryant or Tom Brady. Could you imagine them getting ready to go on the field and before they go out, sitting down and watching TV, the local news? Could you imagine happen? It would never happen, would it? Why? It's toxic. It's toxic. So what I'm gonna tell you guys is first thing in the morning, you gotta get your blood moving, some sort of exercise. Doesn't have to be a full workout. What I do personally, I love to exercise at noon. I love the sunshine. I live in Los Angeles. I like to swim at noon. Love it. So I do my exercise, my workout at noon, but in the morning I do 15 minutes of calisthenics to get the blood going, get myself stretched out. I do something physical. Now, if you want to work out in the morning first thing, that's fine. I don't really care. I found myself when I track my sleep that I get a lot of REM sleep from 6 to 7. So I changed my wake up time. So instead of working out early, I work out at noon and get the important REM sleep in. That's me medically, I've checked it out. I have actual sensors. I wear a ring that has a sensor on it to track that. But you don't have to be that scientific about it. Just do whatever you do. But you got to start the day with something physical moving. You got to start the day with motivational material pouring into your brain. And that could be something recorded. That could be something live streamed. That could be something, it can't be on TV, I don't think. It can't be on cable TV, I don't believe. Right? So who has something that you have questions of what to find? Like on YouTube for free, you can have Think and Grow Rich, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar. There's a lot of, whoever you think is motivating, Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone's 10X is on live on YouTube for free. For free, the whole book. He reads the book. It's like an hour, 2 hour audiobook for free on YouTube. You have to even buy the audiobook. That has never been the case in the history of mankind. You can listen to the greatest teachers in the history of the world for free. So I'm going to tell you guys, you need to get something where you say every day, this is what I do. Every day I have a watch later playlist in YouTube of the things I want to listen to. And every day I just keep listening to that YouTube playlist. What are you listening to every day? If you don't have material, email me. I'll send you a list of what's available, but there's just no excuse for that.
I mean, I can share.
Go ahead.
I have the Audibles app.
Right.
And I download a bunch of different books. And you know what, depending on kind of what I'm in the mood, because I love Grant Cardone, but maybe I want a little more, like I want to maybe dig a little deeper. I go into Tony Robbins, and like a great book that he has right now that I'm listening to is Awaken the Giant Within. I highly recommend that to everyone on this call.
Every day.
Spark. Yeah.
Every day you guys listen to something first thing in the morning, because the world is about, I don't want to get too spiritual here, but the world is about between good and evil. And the evil people want to get in your head every day and take it over. And if you don't proactively take actions to protect yourself, you're going to get taken over and be just a zombie walking through life and miserable. That's just how it is. Sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that. You either control your life or you're going to turn over to the people who are trying to control your life. Right? Facebook and all these things, they all want to control your life. You can let them do it, or you can take control and say, no, here's where I'm headed. I'm listening to Grant. I've gone through months where I listened to nothing but Grant Cardone and nothing but Tony Robbins and nothing but Napoleon Hill and some of the older Napoleon Hill stuff. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's positive, reinforcing you can achieve your dreams. So I'm going to tell you all, you need to have a morning routine that starts with motivational material, some kind of exercise. Because nothing I say next is going to make a difference until you get that clear and get into action on that and get into learning. That's number one. Number two is create a plan. And this is the thing we can talk about and continue. And I know I'm going to talk on Wednesday, on Friday. This is Wednesday, on Friday, and Diamond Bar. I'll go into some more details on a plan, what I think the plan should look like. But you have to have a plan. My calendar is basically set every day, recurring. I mean, my work time, certain phone calls, certain appointments I have, certain activities I have to do. Workout time is built in there already. A lunch break is broken every day. And then I adjust it as the day goes on sometimes. But you have to have a calendar where you know what you're supposed to do, because let me ask you, who besides me sometimes gets a little discouraged and stops working? Who's done that? Let's be honest. You make a couple phone calls and somebody's kind of mean to you, or the listing you think you had, the appointment cancels on you, or you find out the listing lead you followed up on listed with somebody else. Who's had that happen before? Who's had disappointment? It's called life. Life's. How do you respond? Well, if you're locked into a plan, as life, you just keep on moving. It's like the freeway. You drive by, somebody crashed. Wow, they crashed, but I'm on the freeway. I'm still moving. You want to be moving. You want to have a plan that says, generally speaking, it looks like business development or prospecting or phone calling or door knocking from 8 till noon every day. Something like that. Maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. Maybe you mix it up, door knock and phone call different days, whatever it is. But I find that you have to have a plan. The plan should include lead generation or business development or prospecting first, because you're going to get off track through the day, but that's the money time. So I use Google Calendar and I set up as a recurring activity in my calendar, my lead generation. It's already in the calendar. When I sit down tomorrow at 7:45, I have a cup of coffee. I do this all the time. I open the calendar. What am I supposed to do today? Oh yeah, make phone calls. You know, now I have a list of phone calls I'm supposed to make, but I have the time slot broken out to make phone calls. And I don't wonder, and I have to finish them by a certain time because I have something else at 8:30 and something else at 9 o'clock. Usually appointments. I get people to call me and set appointments on my calendar. Now I will share with you, I've been around longer than you. I've worked really hard the last 3.5 years. Most of my business development are people who come into my calendar. I do a lot of marketing where they click and want to spend time talking to me. That's the goal. Who would love to have your calendar filled with people wanting to talk to you and do business with you? Who'd like that? That's the goal. But I've worked really hard to get there. I put a lot of time in. I've made a lot of phone calls. And I've recorded a lot of material and I put it on YouTube and I've learned along the way. And I've been in this business for 36 years to do that. That's the privilege of working hard and building it. But you have to, until that time, make those calls. And I still make calls every day. My calendar is filled up about half appointment and half I have to call the people. Now I'm calling attorneys and different referral sources for my business, but I'm on the phone calling and I get rejected all the time. And I get secretaries just screaming all the time. And I get some people say stupid things to me like, well, we want to work with somebody who's a certified probate expert. Well, I am. Well, yeah, but whatever. And like, have you seen my website? Have you seen the results I've actually had? But I don't like discourage me. That's their problem. That's their mistake. They lost out. I'll call the next person and they'll help me because I have a plan. What's your plan? So you need to have a clear plan of when you work and when you don't work. That's one of the challenges of the gig economy is you can get distracted anytime. You need to have a calendar of when you're supposed to work and when you're not supposed to work, and then work that plan. So for example, on the first Thursday of the month, I host this networking event in LA. Part of that is my plan to make myself available to you guys and to my team. Part of that plan is to network with other EXP agents because I need to get EXP agents to help me with my business. Part of that's to recruit people not EXP to join us. Where can I meet them? I'll meet them for beer. Rather than have 20 people appointments in the month, I can invite everybody to one spot. It's been effective for me. So that's my plan. Second Thursday of the month, I go to the LA Real Estate Investment Club in Culver City. I pay for a table there. I make it available for my team members. You're all welcome to come for free. I pay for it. Love to have you come for free. I actually live stream the event for the sponsor now. There's 250 people in the room. I usually come home with about 10 to 12 business cards of people I've met that I add into my center of influence. So rather than door knock for 3 hours, I don't know how many people, in 3 hours, you might meet 1 or 2 people. In my 3 hours at that event, I meet 12 people, right? That's why I go there. It's in my calendar. Second Thursday every month, it's in my calendar already. So I don't have to wonder what I'm supposed to do. Now, let me ask you guys this. Do you think I feel like going out after working hard all day and have my live stream in particular, 4 to 5 o'clock on Thursday? Do you think I feel like putting on a suit and tie or just even getting freshened up and going out at 5:30 to 8:30? Do you think I feel like at this point in my life? Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, guess what? So why do I go? Why do I go? Somebody answer the question. Why do I go? Unmute. Somebody answer the question. Why do you go?
It's in your schedule. It's
in
part
my
of your
plan.
goals.
It's
what you
my
wanna
plan.
do. It's your plan.
If it's not my plan, I'll take it out, but it's in my plan, so I go.
Right.
And
You
there's
get to have a
no
plan so that when you
obligation.
don't want to go, you go because it's in your plan.
Exactly.
So when it gets tough, you go because it's in your plan, because you committed to it. Why do we have the event every month? I don't know why. No, I'm teasing. I go because Annabelle bugged me. No, I go because I think you guys need to show up once a month to hold yourselves accountable. Then I think you need to go to the Tuesday event. Why? To hold yourselves accountable once a week. Because then maybe if you show up every month, and if maybe you show up every week at Annabelle's event, maybe you'll actually prospect the other 4 days of the week. And ideally, we should have an event the other 4 days of the week. And I'm working on a virtual event, maybe a virtual phone calling or accountability event I'm working on with a group right now. So we'll see. Because I don't need that. I think you guys need that. I might need to do it for you. But here's the point. The reason why we have those events, I want you to think of those as guideposts in your plan to keep you on track. Because when you show up, you're embarrassed if you haven't worked. Use avoiding that embarrassment so you show up You're the person with a new listing. You're the person with a new appointment. You're the person with a new contract or sale. That's why we use these events, not because we feel like getting together in Diamond Bar and having a cup of coffee and breakfast or whatever. We do it to hold ourselves accountable. That's in our plan to push ourselves to achieve our goals. What's in your plan? Put the big markers in your plan to hold yourself accountable. That's why I started doing live streams on Tuesday at 3. I do one on real estate investing. I do one Tuesday, 3, Thursday at 4. I do, I fill in for Annabelle sometimes. I help Annabelle launch her Wednesday call. Why? And I always push her to do it. Why? Because it forces you to show up for that hour. It forces you to be dressed, ready to go, have a plan of some sort. If you don't have a plan, you recognize you fell short one time, get ready the next time. But you guys have to have those guidepost events. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So Wednesday, on Friday, we'll go a little bit detail on what your plan should include. But let me ask you, do you all have a calendar? Raise your hand if you have a calendar. Who doesn't have a calendar? So Yasmin, no calendar?
Not really. Like I have a calendar, but I can say that actually like I stick to this calendar. Like it's like day by day or maximum 2 day. Like I'm very bad to put a calendar for the whole month or even for 1 week.
Okay. Do you have a calendar? Is it paper or is it on your computer?
It's on paper and on my phone.
Well, those are two different things. You have two calendars. One's on your phone and one's on paper.
No, I mean like if I have something, I write it down on my notebook and then I go on my calendar on my phone and I mark it on my phone.
Okay, so I'd recommend you pick one or the other.
Okay.
Because you have to have your plan, your calendar, so you know what you're supposed to do. And the other thing is we don't just write things in our calendar when we have to do them. A plan means ahead of time we've planned out what we're going to do so we know when we're supposed to do them. So I know I'm going to Dallas in a couple of weeks because it's in my plan. And I know I'm going to Las Vegas in November because it's in my plan. And then when somebody calls me and says, well, do you want to go to this event? Well, I'd like to go. You know, Grant Cardone has an event at the end of August. I love Grant Cardone. It's in Arizona. I love Arizona. But it's not my plan, so I'm not going. Unless there's some reason to change my plan, I'm not going because I have a plan. I plan to make over $400,000 this year in income. I'm on track to make that plan. So I'm not changing. Who here would like to disrupt that plan? Who would like to try to change that plan? It ain't gonna happen. I'm committed to my plan. What's your plan? And here's the thing I'm gonna tell you, that failing to plan is planning to fail. So you have to have a plan. And at a minimum, the plan looks like one spot, everything you're supposed to be doing and are doing, everything you're supposed to be doing in the future and doing now in one spot. And I don't care if it's paper or if it's on your phone. In my case, I have it on my phone and it syncs to my desktop. So in my desk, it's on my Google Calendar. And when I'm away, it's on my Google Calendar on my phone. And when you ask me, can I do something on a certain day? You know, I look and see if it's my plan or not. It may or may not. If you say, well, I do something on a Thursday at 4 o'clock, the answer is probably no, because I have a plan. Okay, so questions on a plan. Anybody? So Yasmin doesn't have one. Who else doesn't have a plan? Whether it be calendar or computer format, who doesn't have one?
Are you saying like a weekly plan, a monthly plan, or what kind of a plan?
Well, you have a plan. So here's the thing I want to tell you. You have a plan. Whether or not your plan has the direction you want to go or not, that explains why you're where you're at. So if you say to me, well, Bill, I'm like Yasmin, I have a Google Calendar on my phone or I have an Apple Calendar on my phone, but it's empty. Guess what? Guess why you haven't launched? Because your plan is empty. And Mike Ferry has a famous line, my wife always cracks up telling it, where in the old days we had these paper day timers, like a notebook. And you'd walk into the office at the beginning of the day, you'd open your day timer and you'd look at your planner, it'd be empty because you didn't write anything down you're supposed to do ahead of time. You'd say, another day in real estate, nothing to do. I don't have that. My calendar, I have a 3 o'clock, I got a 4 o'clock, I got a 5 o'clock, I have a 6:15 doctor appointment, I have an 8 o'clock video to do. It's in my plan. Right? I can't take off and goof off the rest of the day. Somebody called me to go out to dinner tonight. No, I'm sorry, it's not my plan. So I plan these events ahead of time. So my point to you is you have a plan. Your plan might be empty. Your plan is probably ineffective if you're not being effective in your business. Do you want to change how effective you are in your business? Change your plan. And that means plan ahead. That means so real quick, everybody, I'd like you on this call right now. Open your calendar, whether it's paper or your phone, and tell me, what are you scheduled to do tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m.? So Alton, what are you scheduled to do tomorrow at 10 o'clock?
We
I didn't
have
schedule
we
it.
going to this event, the Annabelle event.
Annabelle is
That's on
tomorrow
my
at 10
calendar.
o'clock? Annabelle has an event tomorrow at 10 o'clock? I don't think she does. Do you, Annabelle? No. So Alton, where are you going to be tomorrow at 10 o'clock? What are you doing?
Oh, that's right.
I didn't do that schedule last night. And I usually go 2 days ahead of what I'm gonna do. I don't generally put a time, I just do it.
Oh, hold it. So the answer is, look at your calendar. Just read me. What does it say? If I open your calendar,
Nothing
look over
on
your
there.
shoulder, what's it say at 10 o'clock tomorrow?
Nothing.
Okay. Teresa?
I have cold calling.
Cool.
9 to
Very good. Okay. Annabelle?
Prospecting.
Got it.
9 to
Connie?
12.
Let's be honest though. What's it say in your calendar? Look at your calendar. What's it say at 10 o'clock tomorrow?
Well, it's just email script, but yeah.
Email script?
Yeah.
Okay. Vicky, what's yours say for tomorrow at 10 o'clock? If I was a private investigator and I broke in your house and I looked in your calendar, what's it going to say?
Yeah, tomorrow morning I will join the 10 o'clock. There's a San Gabriel board Zoom meeting.
So I'll tell you what, as realtors, we'll just join any call we can because I put something in our calendar, right? That's when we don't have a plan. And that's why all the realtor events are in the morning. I did my probate event at Thursday at 4 o'clock. You know why I did it Thursday at 4 o'clock? Anyone want to guess? People said to me over and over again, but Bill, you'll get more people if you do it at 11 o'clock or 12. Of course, I'll get more realtors at 11 or 12. Why do you think I do it at 4 o'clock? Connie, raise your hand. Why do I do it then?
because they're not doing prospecting.
I was gonna say less competition, I don't know.
No. Less people watch videos at 4 o'clock because I'm done prospecting at noon. I can't do it before noon. That's how I work. And then after, because I prospect hard for 4, I used to go to court every day. And when I was done at noon, I need a break. So I couldn't do it until 1 o'clock. And I decided, well, then 1 o'clock, I'll do it at 4 o'clock. I did because it fit my plan. Do you get that? It worked for me. Guess what? I have the largest live stream in America, real estate, with over 100 people every week. Lamel, what's your calendar say tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m.?
My
Let's be honest.
calendar doesn't say
There
anything.
you go.
However, I do have something that I'm going to do at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Well, you think you are. It's not your plan.
No, I do have something. I'm going to address the counter offer.
Okay. I'm sorry. I forget who. It shows as Feng Tang Tai, but I know that's not you. I forget your name. I'm sorry.
No, it is fun.
And this one.
Oh, Feng. I'm sorry. Feng, what's
Yeah, it
what's
is.
say tomorrow at 10 o'clock?
Okay, yeah, 10 o'clock. I have
You-
prospecting from 9 to 11.
Very good. Juliet. You're muted. We'll come back. Beverly.
Okay, can you hear me?
Juliet, yes.
I actually have a listing appointment tomorrow at 10 a.m. in Chino
Boom.
Hills.
Chakalaka.
Fingers crossed. And I have my listing agreement. I have everything already generated. So
And have you worked with Annabelle on this? Is she helping you with that?
you helped me with a lot of advice. She actually gave me the little push that I needed to call him and set the
Good.
appointment yesterday.
Good job. Look how happy she is. Okay, but there'll be a point in time where your business will be on such a roll that you'll literally tell sellers, I have 2 slots available today, 2 and 4, that you're not available at 10 because you prospect with such consistency. That's where we want to get to. But congratulations, that's great. Beverly, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, what's your calendar say?
Monday through Friday, 9 to 12, me and Teresa are cold calling.
Boom, chakalaka. There you go. That's a good answer. And therefore you do it, and therefore you make the calls. Now you might have some other problems with your business, but at least you're doing that consistently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Teresa, right?
Yep. Today I got to talk to one that I have to follow up next week.
Beautiful. Okay. So that's the plan. We have a plan, and your plan is either blank or your plan is filled of the things you're supposed to do and will keep you on track or allow you to get off track. Right? I'll never forget that when I used to run a large real estate company in the area, Section 200 Masters. I was the vice president. I was second in command of 7 offices, a couple hundred agents. And I left them and I was in the office every day, 5 days a week at 7:30 because that's how the day started. And I left him after 4.5 years. The next day, the first day I wasn't there, and it was like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm in bed. My wife turned to me and said, "Are you going to work today or what?" And she knew I wasn't working for him anymore, but she's like, "But still, work starts. Like, what are you doing?" I thought maybe I'd sleep in one day, but I guess the answer was no. But here's the thing: you have to have a plan. You all have one. That explains your results. And I don't mean to be rude, and I don't mean to be harsh, and I don't mean to insult anybody. I'm here to help. But let's start with reality. That explains your results. And if you look at my calendar, some of you go, how the heck do you do all that? I don't know. I had a guy today, I was being interviewed by a media company who sells real estate agents on video. And he looked at my website and he says, how do you do all that? Now, there's some tricks, but the point is my calendar is pretty much full during work hours. I don't goof around until I take time off for a break. And I do take 10-minute breaks on the hour and walk our dog or go out for a quick walk, get some sunshine or something. I stretch, I drink water and go to the bathroom, do everything everybody else does. But when I work, it's game on. Your plan has to be like that. That's point 2. And on Friday, we're going to go into detail what a plan should look like. Number 3 is your foundation. And I think I'm coming up on the end here. I went a little long. I guess I got carried away. Sorry about that. Should we wrap up or should we continue? Annabelle, what should we do? Continue?
Going, yeah.
Here's number 3. Number 3, and this is the number one frustration I have when I coach agents. There's a saying, is an ancient Jewish piece of wisdom that says, more than the calf wants the milk from its mother, the mother wants to give the milk to the calf. Those your mothers understand that. You want what's best for your kids more than they want it. True or false? Who has kids? Is that true or false?
True.
You want more for your kids than they want it for themselves.
Well,
Right.
just like the teacher appears when the student is ready.
Exactly. So what I'm going to say to you is, this is the one area that I know you guys have to master to be successful. And if you don't, you're just going to be on the treadmill or worse. If you master this, your business will grow. You'll build equity in the long run, which is the foundation of your business is the people you know. Your database is your business. Now, that doesn't mean you can buy a bunch of empty leads and put them in. I mean, the list and the quality of your relationships with people is the equity in your business. Maybe you'll buy property and have equity in it too. That's great. Maybe you'll have cash flow from something that you do and earn in your business at some point. Like at EXP, we have stock and revenue share. That's great. But all of that is a result of the real equity of your business, which is the people you know, the relationships that you really have. And so you have to, from the very beginning, keep every name, phone number, email address, social media contact, mailing address, birthday, anniversary, and utilize that data effectively for the rest of your business. And I'm going to say to you, you then have to market to the people who know, like, and trust you, that you also know, like, and trust. And if you can't call people that you know, like, and trust, and know, like, and trust you, this is going to be a very tough business for you. Maybe you're a magician on the internet like Glenn Sanford, founder of EXP, was. But most of us, unless you're comfortable calling people and then finding out they don't really like you or they don't respect you and dealing with that and moving on, unless you can do that, you're not going to make it. And if you can do that, this is the most amazing business in the world. You guys are sitting at the precipice of, I think, the greatest opportunity in my career for building wealth and income right now. Because there's a lot of, well, let me ask you this. Would you describe the world right now as more certain or more uncertain than the past?
More uncertain.
Are people more scared or confident right now of the future?
Scared.
Here.
Most of you, I think, said scared. Anybody not agree with that? Anybody think the world's more certain or confident? Now, that doesn't mean you have to fall in with that. I'm not. Part of it's my spiritual faith. I only fear one thing, that's God. I'm not allowed to fear anything else. And when I fear something else, I check myself. Doesn't mean I'm not smart. Doesn't mean I'll walk out at night and let people approach me. That's being stupid. But what I'm going to tell you is there's no reason to be fearful of the future, because it's no different than playing poker. You're dealt the cards. Your job is to play the cards you're dealt. Have you ever played poker? Who here knows you can win with a lousy hand? You know that? How do you win with a lousy hand? If the other guy folds, you win, correct?
Mhm.
Who here has seen someone with a great hand lose? Why is that?
Fear.
Fear.
Fear. You get in their head. So for those of you who are new, people who are ahead of you in the race of real estate, who've done more deals than you, have more deals than you, have more inventory than you, have more listings than you, most of them are really fearful right now. I can just tell you by talking to them. You know it, you see it, right? All you have to do is get certain about the reality. What's the reality? And I write an email for my client list, and I record a video of it every Monday. And I talk about all the time that I think the news is as fake about real estate as it is about everything else. I'm amazed at 63 years old. There's one thing that shocks me is how dishonest the news industry is. Now, we can talk about politics, that's another time, but in real estate as well. Because all they talk about, what's the one topic you hear about in real estate all the time? What's the one thing you hear about all the time? If you watch real estate news or videos or CR magazine, what's the thing you talk about all the time?
Recession.
Recession, crash, this or that.
Recession.
In recessions, do people still have to sell houses?
Yes.
In recessions, do some people still buy houses?
Yes.
Yes.
If you sold them houses and you sold their houses for them, is that a good thing?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll tell you is in our market, in my MLS, I'm with a CLAW, Combined LA Westside. In a great month, we have 11,000 sides a month. And in a lousy month, we have only 7,000. How many do you think I need a month to have a great living? 2.
Two.
That's 7,000. I just need 2. Now, once I take off my 2, what the rest of the agents do, the other 6,998, I could care less. I really don't care. I hope you guys get them all. But I'm going to get my 2 with you or without you. I got to get 2 every month. That's my job.
Is this stat for California or for?
That's for you to find out, Julie. Go into your MLS and log in your CR MLS. I'm in CLAW. It's a little different system.
Okay.
But you can look statewide. You can look Southern California wide. In your MLS, you guys have a little tool that has like market stats. Look it up for yourself. I want you to look at it because when I tell it to you, you don't believe me. When you discover it, you go, oh my gosh. How many sides were closed in your MLS last month? In a bad month, it's down 30%. Oh my God. Only 7,000. Should be 11,000. There's still 7,000. It's like so many is crazy. There's so many houses being sold every day. How many do you need, Juliet, to make a good living?
Just a handful.
How many per month? How many in August do you need?
How many in August do I need?
Yeah.
I would like
Need.
to close 2 deals in August.
How many do you need to have open? Let's talk about open contracts, either new listings or new escrows. Do you need to have?
2.
Okay. You're going to work hard to get those 2?
I am.
Are there plenty of opportunities for you in your market?
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous how many houses sell in your market, isn't it? You just
Yes.
need 2 of them. And the other thing, again, this gets back to mindset. There's a great, one of my favorite stories of all time is 2 men walking in a jungle and they stumble across a man-eating tiger. Who's heard this story before? Nobody. God, I've been around a while. I've heard a lot of stories. So there's 2 guys walking in a jungle and there's a man-eating tiger and they're both scared. One of the 2 sits down quietly. He starts to unlace his big, heavy boots and he pulls out his backpack, his running shoes, and his buddy says, what the heck are you doing? Changing your running shoes. You can't outrun a man-eating tiger. And the buddy says, you don't understand. I don't have to outrun the man-eating tiger. I just have to outrun you. Now, we all run together as a pack. I hope you guys all put on your running shoes and ready to run with me. But all we have to do is outrun the other guys. And they're all sitting around crying and whining about the marketplace. Trust me. I host an event for a coaching company. It's the fear is palpable. There's nothing to fear. You just need 2 deals. Juliet needs 2 deals. Connie needs a deal or 2. Vicky needs a deal or 2, right? We all just need a deal or 2 to achieve our goals, correct?
Yes.
So what I would tell you is that your job is to do your job. And that starts with the people that you know, like, and trust. We know that over time, if you market properly, 10% of your database will buy or sell and work with you every year. As a proven statistic, the problem is most agents don't do it properly. And properly, the standards have gone up over the years. It used to be call them every 90 days, send them a postcard every 90 days, email them once a week. Now it's more. Now it's email every week, plus call every 90 days, plus invite them to a local event of some sort, plus social media, plus some video, plus the standards are raised. You got to do more. But at least put them all in one database and at least call them all today, tomorrow, every 90 days. And when I really get agents to do that, in my experience, they get so, when they finally call the people they know, like, and trust and get through the first 50 or so and make those calls, they get business, get too busy, and they stop that plan. But I'm telling you, that foundation is the key to success. You've got to start with the people you know, like, and trust, put them all in one pile, and call them all every 90 days. But if you haven't called them in the last 90 days, that means right now for you guys, call them all now. And I assure you, if instead of, you all know 100 to 200 people, if I really sat down with you, and I have a video on this, but if you really worked it out, who cuts your hair? Who does your nails? If you're married, you have twice as many people. You have your spouses as well, your doctor, your dentist, your kid's little league coach. We all have all kinds of people hanging around us. Your neighbors. You have their phone number, go knock on the door. Make sure they know you're a realtor. Get their phone number. But if you really call them, so instead of 10%, so instead of, if you have 200 databases, instead of 20 deals this year, you only did 14. That's 14 deals before you call an expired or FSBO. It's a bad market. Instead of 20, it's 14. So you have to work hard to replace those 6 with somebody else. Okay, then work hard. But that's the market we're in right now. And those people, a great agent can't shake them loose from you if you do your job. If the people know you, like you, and trust you, and you know, like, and trust, are going to buy or sell, and you do your job, there's no agent in the world that's going to pull that person off of you that's a stranger. I don't care how many billboards they have, how big their team is, how good their mailers are, how good their marketing material is. They're your friend, and if your friend believes you're a real estate expert, they will list or sell with you or will refer you. And if they don't, they won't. And when they don't, and it pisses us off. And that should be on us, not on them. But the foundation is the key to your business. And you have to be relentless on building it, improving it, and connecting those people all the time. Now, that's a deep topic. Questions on that? I should be able to ask you the following question, and you should give me the answer as a number right now. How many people in your database, Alton? Do you know? If you don't know the answer, I won't embarrass you. Just say, I don't know.
What was the question one more time?
How many people are in your database, in your COI database or SOI database?
I don't know exactly, but almost 15,000. 14,900.
It can't be 14,000.
14,947 is the
You
number.
can't know, you don't know 14,000 people. You might have that many leads that you purchased or accumulated. But then
Oh,
what
yes,
people
my CRM.
defined as that you know, like, and trust, and know, like, and trust you. You've talked to them, you've met them. How many are in that category?
Oh,
People
I
you've-
don't know that number.
That's what you have to work on. So you don't know. Alton doesn't know. Did I say how many?
10.
10. Now, anybody met Teresa, like, is she like fantastic when you meet her? Big smile, great energy, pretty girl, right? Really? You want me to believe you've only met 10 people in your life? Is that what you want me to believe?
No, I mean like not like I mean like that have reached well. I have the ones that I have in my database is pretty much that have had a conversation with me about real estate that I know that they trust me, love me, and that they want to like me to give them more information. So I did put those in my database.
How
But
many
not
in your
everybody
database?
in my contacts, I think I need to go through my whole contacts again.
Yes, you do. We all do. Connie, how many in your database?
I would think less than 100.
I'm sure it's 100 or more. So here's what I tell you. I know if you've been in business for a couple of years in real estate, it's more than 100. You've lost them. You've misplaced them. It's no different than if I said to you, I looked in your purse and I noticed you had $100 and there's only $60 in your purse. You'd be looking for those $40. But I want to tell you, the contacts you're missing are worth tens of thousands of dollars. I used to do an exercise with agents I coached. I think Annabelle was one, where I'd calculate what the value of each contact was. And usually it was like, do you remember what that number was for you, Annabelle? Like $20 or $30 per contact.
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
$20 or $30 per contact. And if you're missing a couple hundred contacts, that's thousands of dollars that fell out of your purse, just laying on the floor somewhere. Vicky, how many in your database? If you don't know, you can say you don't know.
I think it's over 100, but if say those people they know me, trust me, and like me, I would say it's around maybe 40.
Okay, quick vote here. Anybody here who's met Vicky, do you know, like, and trust her? You meet her, you know, like, and trust her, right? So Vicky, get over it. People know who meet you, like you, and trust you. Get over it. Get the list together.
I think
Fong.
we're just like having people who we have conversations with. Like, I was just thinking it's people who you know, love you, and trust you, and then they have to ask you about real estate, you know? But
Okay. Okay. Well, but if you don't talk about real estate to them, let's take, for example, whoever does your hair or your nails or your doctor. The fact that you don't bring up about real estate, they still know, like, and trust you. You just have not done your job and make sure they know that you're a real estate expert and given them value about real estate. That's on you. You didn't do your job, but they're waiting for you to help them, right? Fong, how many in your database?
Well, I have last time I count near 200, but then I
Perfect.
would no, but then there's a lot of junk in there.
Okay, well, contact them all and figure out which the junk are and update the number. But that's your business.
A lot of
There's-
them I don't even know who they are. Just a little first name and the number, and that's it. I don't know.
Ring, ring. Hey, this is Fong. You know, I have you on my phone. I see your name is Fred, but how do we meet? Fong, I hate you. Okay, fine. Delete. Fong, you're the greatest. We met last week. We played pool. We golfed. We did. Great. Call them all. There's 20 deals in your database waiting for you. You're just not calling them because you're hung up on the ones that don't know you. You don't remember. Juliet, how many in your database? We said you don't know the number. You have 15,000 pieces of data, but we need to go through and figure out who your database is, right?
Yes, right.
Okay,
I
look
don't
at that
know
smile. If you
number.
meet Juliet, are you like in love with her the first time you meet her? True or false?
Yeah.
Right, but you have 15,000 pieces of data hiding your clients. You need to find who your database is. Okay, Beverly, how many in your database?
I would say between 100 and 150, but
You
I know
probably
there's
dance with
more.
150 people on Instagram, I think.
I know. I need to update that.
Okay, how many of those 150 have you called in the last 90 days?
I think a good 20 or 30 people that I know that are hot and ready.
So the other 120 or 30, you don't know if they're buying or selling, and if they buy or sell, you're okay with them using somebody else.
I'm going to shoot myself in the foot today because yesterday my friend posted on social media that she bought a house.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
And
Why
I
do you think
showed her
that
like
is?
I showed her like 20 houses. I wanted to cry.
Well, see, but that's one. But you know what's even sadder is of your 150 database, the 20 you know that you've talked to, of the other 130 you haven't talked to, 13 of them have bought a house in the last year and didn't tell you. 13. So don't let the one bother you. There's 13 more, and guess what? There's another 13 ready to go next year. But you got to call them. You got to connect with those people. Get them on your
Yeah.
social media, okay?
I know I had told myself that I was only going to focus on listings and I started giving my buyers away.
Okay.
But I'm like, I'm not giving my buyers away anymore. Like this is a market where having a buyer is gold.
Can be. Lumel, how many in your database? You're muted.
Sorry, somewhere around about 100 or so.
How many have you talked to in the last 90 days?
Probably about 50.
I'll bet not.
Yes. Hey, last week, right, Annabelle?
Okay,
I was
so the other
calling him
50,
on
the other
Tuesday.
50, there's 5 deals there that you're going to let some other agent have. You're okay
Yeah,
with
no,
that?
you're correct. Yes, that's
You don't need
correct.
the money. You don't need the commissions.
No, I could use the money.
I mean, 5 deals at about 15,000. So $75,000 gross commission. You don't need that business right now.
Yes, I do.
Well, okay. So you all know what to do. I'm way late now. We're going to talk more on Friday about what a plan looks like. Was this helpful today?
Yes.
Very, very.
Okay. So questions, text me, email me, show up on Friday, free coffee, free whatever fruit Annabelle has, and we're going to get our plans nailed down. We cannot let we cannot let Beverly's other 13 deals go to somebody else. I'll kill myself if that happens, okay? Okay, guys. Thanks so much. Make it a powerful week. Hope to see you all on Friday.
Thank you,
Yes.
Annabelle. Thank you, Bill.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.